Presidential candidates usually keep a low profile during the opposition party's convention, but that is not the case on this convention. Hillary Clinton spoke today with Charlie Rose. Charlie?
Scott, I spoke to her in Cincinnati after she had addressed the NAACP. We talked about that, but we also talked about Donald Trump, and she was very tough and called him very dangerous, perhaps the most dangerous presidential candidate in the history of this country.
No self-discipline, no self-control, no sense of history, no understanding of the limits of the kind of power that any president should impose upon himself. He has shown none of that. Let's return to torture. And you know what? I will order the American military to commit war crimes. What he has laid out is the most dangerous, reckless approach to being president than I think we've ever seen.
The most dangerous man ever to run for president of the United States.
I believe that.
Why then is today in the polls, most recent poll, within 2 or 3 points?
Well,
this is a man you just described in such harsh terms is close to being even with you.
Well, our presidential elections are close, and the campaign is really just starting. But here's what's really happening, I believe. There is a lot of fear in our country. And when Americans are worried, they're looking for answers. He's providing simplistic, easy answers. Let's make America great again, which means basically we'll go back to the way it was, and you out there, whoever you are, you're going to have a better shot. It is a unfair and wrong-headed view of history.
Are you speaking to these fears and these concerns in a way that there is an alternative that they can clearly see, so they believe and trust you to be on their side?
Well, that's what I intend to do. And I have a very clear sense of what we can do that will actually produce results, not just demagogic rhetoric, but real results.
I mean, this really goes to the core of how some people in significant polls say,
well, I
think they don't trust you.
Well, but
and you have thought about this, and you have begun to speak about this.
Yes, I have. Yes, I have.
Well, tell us.
Well, I mean, it is something that clearly I don't like to hear. Nobody would. And it is at such variance with the way I am perceived when I'm doing a job. Part of it is seeking this job at this time of fear, anxiety, discouragement, rejectionism that is unfortunately part of our political environment right now. I understand people who are asking these questions, and I hope by the time we have this election, it will be clear to voters who they can count on.
Charlie, I mean, it's great, and I know you've got so much more of this interview that will air tonight on your show. I mean, on the night that they're saying make America safe again,
yes,
Hillary Clinton is saying this guy can't be trusted with the nuclear codes.
Exactly what she said, but she at the same time understands and talked about the fact that she has a huge trust factor. And for herself, and that she's not perfect, and that she has to go out to the American people and convince them to believe in her.
In our latest CBS News polls, 67% of the American people said they did not trust her. That's a tall hill to climb.
Absolutely. But she's talking about herself. But we're looking in this upcoming race, the two most least popular political candidates ever to run for the presidency.
A remarkable campaign.